Race 3, 2.5 units the win on Otago. Very confident.
Target takes the lead. He's a little bit too good, but only just. He wins from Valois.
Race 4, 0.5 units the win on Chester Warrior, 0.5 units the win on Who Shot Susie.
Chester Warrior's about 2 or 3 lengths in front. Oh, he's home and hosed. Chester Warrior in front and is going to win easily. Who Shot Susie second.
Race 5, 1.5 units the win on Bold Soul.
Bold Soul's in front. He's got the money. Bold Soul goes on to win narrowly from a photo.
Hello everyone and welcome to my preview this week for Flemington. Yes, you're probably all surprised. Is it live stream or is it just a normal video this week? I'm going to try and stick to the normal videos just like this one. They're just a lot more fun to make than the live streams, and I think you guys would prefer a normal video than a live stream as a preview. So we're back doing the normal videos. As you would have seen, 3 winners last week from my new TIMEFORM rating system, up more than a couple of units from what we outlaid, which was good. Hopefully we can continue that into this week. How this will work, I'm going to quickly run through each of the races. I'm keen to play into 6 out of the 10 races on the card, but we're going to talk about every race. Race 1's the first one. I think it's an open handicap over the 1600 metres, and don't really listen to my advice here. I'm not playing into this race, but take your pick. Super Razzie or Bermudez. They're both odds on. It's rare that you get a horse that's second favourite but is also odds on. So yeah, it's a race in 2. It's most definitely a race in 2. If one gets scratched, the other one is almost unbeatable. If I had to pick one at the moment to win, it would probably be Bermudez, just because I think it's been consistent for longer. I know it doesn't win out of turn, but it's consistent for longer and gets a good barrier. But Super Razzie does have the claim, so don't know. Take your pick. If anything, I'm with Bermudez. My best value of the day comes up in race 2. I think it's a benchmark 78 over 2500. And I like number 7, Oceanic Flash. Now this horse is way over the odds in my opinion. I'm going to have 0.25 units each way on this horse. Blake McDougall takes the ride, draws gate 4 for a good run. This horse is third up. It's coming off a 1600 metre run, so it's up 900 metres, which I think is a real X factor in the race. Off a run behind Ratihi, where it should have finished closer. At the Valley. First up, it finished 5 lengths behind Who Dares at Sandown, but a few good horses have come out of that race. I think it's a really good race, that first up run at Sandown. So I just think this horse has been producing some good ratings as well. When I did my last 3 runs ratings, this horse was right up there, so I investigated further and found out I just like it, and I think it's way over the odds at $21. The favourite can win Galileus, but I'd rather take Oceanic Flash 21s than Galileus 2s. I'm keen to play into race 3. It's a no metro wins. I think it's 1200 metres. I got it down to a race in 2, Kiko and Rich Lover, but in the end I've sided with the Pat Carey and Harris Walker trained Rich Lover. Now, this horse has been oh so close to winning again. Last start, it was good behind Impressive Enough and Chester Warrior. Chester Warrior, as we all know, as you saw at the start of the video, with my last week's winners, won by 2 lengths last week. Rich Lover, last start, finished about, I think, a half a length or maybe even shorter off Chester Warrior, which means if you put Rich Lover in the race last week, it probably would have gone close. And this race doesn't have a Chester Warrior in it, so I'm pretty confident. Draws gate 8, which I think is really good down the straight. Celine Gaudreau claims the 1.5 kilos, and she's in fine form at the moment with winners. So I think I just looked at Kiko and I went, it just won its maiden last start. It's a long time maiden, just broke its maiden. The only thing that gives it a chance is that it's got the 51 kilos on its back. But I think Rich Lover deserves to be closer to Kiko in the market, and I'm happy to have 1 unit the win on Rich Lover. Playing into race 4, it's a 3-year-old benchmark 78 over the 1100 metres. It might be a fillies only race, I'm pretty sure as well. But I'm with the Waterhouse Bot train, number 5, Power Ballard. Now, I had to have a look at this horse a few times. I like its price, and Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott are my favourite trainers in terms of to find winners. So I'm pretty confident on this selection. This horse comes down from Sydney, where it's been running some really good races at Warwick Farm and Canterbury. Now, this is probably going to Flemington, a step up in class for it, but it seems to be a really speedy pocket rocket horse. So I'm just thinking in my mind, why would Gay Waterhouse, first of all, send it down here from Sydney? And then second of all, run it down the straight, where this horse, as I've already said, looks a little bit like a pocket rocket and can just boot off the turn and win, but has decided to bring it down to Melbourne and run it down the straight at Flemington. I just find that really weird, and I think that could be a winning move. And I think currently at $7, it's over the odds. So I'm having 0.5 units the win on Power Ballard. Race 5 is a mare's benchmark 78 over the 1100 metres. Not playing into this one, but it's a race in two, in my opinion. Kin and Sons Doot, the two favourites. Now, if I'd have one on top, it would be Sons Doot. I think it went to a new level last start, winning at Flemington on Rapid Racing Day by 3 lengths. Broke the clock on that occasion. Thought it was very impressive. But Kin is a really good horse, and I think being down the straight, it can settle closer from gate 3. And this start has a better chance of winning in terms of where it's going to be positioned. So I've got it down to a race in 2. If anything, I'd have Sons Doot just ahead, but it's very close. Playing into 2 horses in race number 6 is a benchmark 70 over the 1600 metres, and the first play is 1 unit the win on number 5, Botany. Now this horse is trained by Moody and Coleman to be ridden by Carleen Heffer, who takes the 1.5 kilos off. This horse ran last start behind Vagrant at Caulfield. We've already seen what Vagrant's come out and done. It has franked the form. It won last week at Flemington. This horse maps well from gate number 5 and is second up, so should be fitter up to the 1600 metres. Happy to have 1 unit the win on Botany, and another one is 0.5 units each way on number 13, the Negotiator. Now, when you tie this horse's form in with some of the others, it really stands out, and the price, I just think they've got it wrong. Also, another key thing is that Blake Shin goes on. That's a really good booking because he's obviously a very good jockey. So I'm happy with the Negotiator. If you want an example, this horse beat El Soliado pretty comfortably at Cranbourne 2 back. And then El Soliado's sort of been in and out with the likes of Bel Air, who has been in and out with the likes of Helix, which lost to Vagrant last week at Flemington, and you can tie Vagrant in with Botany. That's sort of the level that we're looking at. All the form ties in for this race, so I'm pretty confident on my 2 selections in race 6. Race 7 is a benchmark 84 over the 1100 metres, I'm pretty sure. And I've got it down to a race in 2. Ray Magnerio and D-Horn Unicorn. Not going to play into the race, but if D-Horn Unicorn is scratched, take note, I'm going to have 1.5 units to win on Ray Magnerio. So just take note, because D-Horn Unicorn is dual accepted up at Eagle Farm as well. So it could go up there. And if that's the case, I'm pretty keen on Ray Magnerio. Starting to come around to Ray Magnerio now. It's produced some decent ratings without standing out. But when you compare it to some of the others, it stands out like good ratings. It's won down the straight before. It draws gate 9 down the straight, which is key. And I think it's a pretty good chance. The other unknown is D-Horn Unicorn, brings the SF Sydney form. Its ratings have been really good. Blake Shin takes the ride. Can't go against it if it runs. I'm going to play into race number 8 on the program. Benchmark 70, 2,000 metres, 0.5 units to win on number 18, Lording. This horse still has to get a start in the field, being the second emergency, trained by Tony and Calvin McAvoy. Sky High Horse Racing part owns it. And I've been on this horse, and Sky High Horse Racing can back me up on this, since Boxing Day, where I said, go to the benchmark 70 over 2,000 at Flemington. Blinkers back on. This horse will have a great chance. It's come up $8.50 in the market. And although I'm not sure if it'll win, I just think it brings a different form line. There's 20 horses in this race, and almost all of them have been coming through the same races. You know, that Ballarat 78 1600 run on a heavy track, or the benchmark 70 1800 run on New Year's Day at Flemington. Whereas Lording has sort of had a little bit of a freshen up since its Boxing Day run behind Plenty of Ammo. It was good first up in the race I was talking about earlier with Who Dares. Draws 17, so might have to get it a little bit further back than it wants to, but I'll trust John Allen to get the job done. We'll be off midfield, but hopefully powering home late down the long Flemington straight. Not playing into race 9, a benchmark 84 over 1,400 metres, but I could have easily had something each way on Rumbled again. Number 16, this horse looks way over the odds, has been producing some really good ratings that can tie in with a shorter priced horse in the market called Bel Air, and is actually better than Bel Air in terms of the ratings when you compare the weights on Saturday. So Runwood again has 52.5 and Bel Air has 57.5. I just think it's way over the odds. Runwood again at $16. Another one that's way over the odds, I think, is Fortunate Kiss at $26. So if you're having a bet in the race, maybe spec those two each way. But apart from that, it's a very tricky race. This horse is a good price in race number 10, and I'm happy to play it. 0.5 units to the win on number 8, Bristler. Now this horse, I'm pretty sure it's around $9 or $10 at the moment. Draws gate 1 down the straight, which you might not think is ideal, but it's an on-speed horse, so shouldn't really matter. Froggy knew it takes the ride. This horse has been producing some good ratings in South Australia, and I've learned over the past couple of weeks that the South Australian ratings are a notch below the Victoria and Sydney ratings. So I sort of have to favour the South Australians a bit. This horse has been producing some really good ratings in South Australia compared to Melbourne standards, and a few of the horses in this race have run in South Australia. I did the ratings for them, and they weren't nearly as good as Bristler. So this horse could either win at $10, or it'll finish right out the back, and I'll look like I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm happy to have Bristler 0.5 units to win in the last. So that is my look at Flemington. Hopefully you enjoyed. Just to recap the staking plan, 5 units spend at the moment. So we're going to have 0.25 units each way on Oceanic Flash, race 2, number 7. 1 unit the win on race 3, number 5, Rich Lover. 0.5 units the win on race 4, number 5, Power Ballad. 1 unit the win on race 6, number 5, Botany. And 0.5 units each way, race 6, number 13, The Negotiator in the same race. 0.5 units the win on number 18, Lording in race number 8. And to finish it off, 0.5 units to win on race 10, number 8, Bristler. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully I've tipped you into a winner. Hopefully on the last week's winners next week, it goes for a really long time because that would make me happy. And until next week, bye for now.